broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey guys, welcome into another episode of the Last Ship After Show right here on AfterBuzz TV and AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm your host, Bobby DeMuro, joined as always by Kate Aquillano.
Hi guys.
And Nick Grava decided to come on the show this week. Thanks for coming back.
You're welcome, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate
really
a couple weeks off. How was vacation?
It was great.
Yeah, I thought so.
Good times, thanks.
A lot of fun things to talk about today. Got a little surprise for you guys in about 10 seconds. But before we get there, remember, hit subscribe on YouTube and iTunes, whether you're listening to the podcast or watching the video version. You can hit subscribe. We are on Twitter all show, so you guys can tweet us questions at Nicholas Grava, at Kate Aquillano, at Bobby DeMuro. We'll answer those questions for you. And now, the highlight of the show, we've got a couple special guests with us.
Yeah.
Burke and Miller, Kevin Michael Martin, Jocko Sims, sitting on the couch. Gentlemen.
What's up, brother?
What's up, dude?
How you guys doing?
We're doing great. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm excited to be here.
Yep, same goes for me.
Jocko,
Thanks for joining us.
Jocko, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Are you busy this week? Because Kevin wants to hang out, and he was wondering if you just before we talk about the show, if you would like to, I don't know, what is it? Go to the pool, get some drinks, do guys stuff.
Maybe hit the gym.
Yeah,
I don't want to turn them down for everybody. So absolutely, man, I'm available. Just come on by. I'll see you there.
Thanks, bro.
Save it for the set.
That's right. Here on AfterBuzz TV, we've got hell of a track record in matches, both love matches and platonic
bromances,
relationships. Yep. All right. So Burke and Miller are in the studio. Guys, we got a lot to talk about. With this episode, we're talking Safe Zone. Obviously, whenever we get a guest in, or in this case two, we talk a little bit more about the season as a whole, the show as a whole. So I got to catch up with you guys. Jocko, the last time I saw you, you were here for Masters of Sex.
Yes.
This show is about 180 degrees opposite of that.
Absolutely. No love.
But you're not so...
There is some love.
Actually, there is. To the contrary. You're right.
So catch me up, though. With season 2 of Masters of Sex, your storyline ended.
Yes.
What the hell?
Well, they had to jump ahead 6 years, apparently, and the actual story of the show takes place over a period of 30 years, so they got to move it along. And they figured that the relationship between Livy and Robert would have run its course by now.
I want you to know, for the record, for the folks at home, because this goes on the internet and never gets deleted, there's a reason I'm not doing the after show in season 2.
Because he's not on it.
It's because no Jocko.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Bromance.
That's bromance right here. I am available for you Wednesday, Bob.
Dude, good.
Why you gotta say that right in front of me, dude?
That hurts.
Okay, so let's talk Last Ship now with the two of you. We had Tommy Savas in here last season, before his character died. And he told us about filming and all that kind of stuff. So update us, because he told us a lot about season 1. Update me on season 2. Where are these? Are you filming in San Diego still on the ship?
We definitely are. We went, I think, twice this year. It was pretty similar to that of season 1. We went twice, and we do anything we need to where we need to use the exterior of the ship, and you can't cheat it on a soundstage.
Yeah. So how far out into the ocean are you guys?
We're right docked there at the harbor. Yeah. I think for the pilot, they went out for a few months. Neither of us were there for that. Yeah. Thank God, because I don't want him throwing up on me.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say it.
And I definitely would have. Yeah, I would have thrown up.
Inside joke, guys. Are you okay now?
I am. I'll be okay.
So we missed that old ride, but we get to go out on the ribs and go out in the water a lot and have a good time on that, so it's cool.
So I want to ask you guys, we'll be doing this throughout the show as we talk about this after show, as we kind of talk about your development in the season with both Burke and Miller, but we're taking Twitter questions. We got a couple up already. The first one I want to ask for you guys, from Patricia Thompson-Pat4 on Twitter. She says, is there going to be a season 3? What do y'all heard?
You want to take that one, or you want me to?
You are the pro on that.
We've heard good news. The fans have been just as loyal, if not more so, compared to last year. The ratings are great. As much as, the fans hope, the cast hopes as well, and we just got to sit and wait for TNT to make the best choice that they can about the show. But we have a good feeling, and I speak for the cast and the crew, and we left everything we had out on the soundstage in the ship, and we're proud of the work we did, and now we got to sit and we need to wait.
Your publicist is so proud of you.
That was
That was a great answer.
That's one of the best, when that question is asked, it's the best way of seeing it.
President,
I was like, well said.
I don't know if this is going to happen in season 2, but fingers crossed for season 3. We have a Twitter question from Joanne at Joanne Verbeck. Will Miller and Burke find their families? So I know you can't maybe spoil that, but is there going to be another time when we're connecting with people on land for the crew?
Those are tough questions because it's just it's sort of like spoilers. So
We like those here. It's
yeah.
Forget the publicist. Go off
Yeah.
message.
I will say currently where the story stands, we're kind of refocusing on the task at hand, and it's not necessarily to go back and find families.
Got it.
Yeah.
And at this point, right, you just assume it's too late. If you're Burke or Miller sitting there, it's however many months, you're like, well, shit.
Yeah.
It's
Way
not
to be
gonna happen.
negative.
Well,
Let's just be honest.
I'm on the same page as you. I've assumed if we haven't seen a family, heard about a family, I kind of counted them out.
Yeah.
Maybe that's preemptive.
Whoa, maybe I'm way too optimistic.
Now, Kate, it's about being a
You
guy.
don't agree.
I don't
He
agree.
doesn't agree.
I think, with the potential season 3, opportunities may present themselves for
Agreed.
certain characters to find family members.
That's the cool thing about not rushing into that whole family thing is we can jump into that seasons down the line and it
Right.
gives us more stuff to do. So
Well, after season 1, I was really questioning what season 2 was going to be. I didn't know where it was going to go, and I'm pretty sure after every episode, any prediction I've made of what's coming next, I've been surprised and wrong about. This, it's totally gone in a new direction. This episode would have never seen it coming. This last 2, actually, I would not seen the introduction of the new president, anything like that. I didn't even have in my sight. So thinking about a season 3 is crazy exciting because I'm like, where would they take this story?
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, this type of show, as I was saying, it's just so many different directions you can go. I was thinking the same. It's called The Last Ship, and I'm like, how much can you do?
Right, how
with the
long
ship?
is this last ship going to be?
Yeah, but we're all connected. We have families. There's a whole world out there.
Yeah.
So and I'm not this Jeffrey Michener guy, the president. I still don't quite trust him.
Yeah.
I'm pretending to not know what happens. By the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. He's kind of.
I'm going to jump on your boat then. I trust that.
Yeah, I don't know if I should trust this president.
Let's
Just
get on
saying.
that though, because that's what this whole episode's about. We got a few more Twitter questions, and I'm sure they'll weave their way in. So keep sending them to us, guys. Okay, let's talk Jeffrey Michener. So you two need to know this, so you know where we're coming from.
Absolutely.
Kate had a bad experience with a Jeffrey Michener once. She
I
dated
heard
a
about
guy.
this.
Yeah. So
I didn't even know that.
He weaved the name Jeffrey Michener into last week's episode maybe 10
Such a
times
Bobby
just to
move
give me a
on
hard
air.
time.
Oh my god.
listen, you gotta
My
know.
mistake for telling you.
You gotta know where people are coming from. So as many times as y'all want, if you want to go back to that little joke and
Yeah.
Would love to.
And
Yeah,
make
go
me turn really red. It's fine.
yeah.
Okay.
totally fine.
Shout out to Jeffrey Michener. Kate's
Dude,
Jeffrey
don't
Michener.
do that.
Hey, Jeff.
I really
So
hope
what sort of
this-
troubles did he cause you?
Yeah, should we get into
Did
it?
he make you
let's
turn
dig
really
into
red?
Probably.
Yeah.
Actually, this is a great question. Is
What?
he more qualified to be the president than this Jeffrey Michener?
Maybe, because back to this Jeffrey Michener, he was having a nervous breakdown.
Well, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Well, that's what.
Yes.
At the end of the last episode, I was like, dude, you're with the Navy. You see the captain. How is this not clicking for you? And then this episode was so great because it's like, yeah, if I lost my whole family, I saw them slowly die, it messes you up. And I think it was Jeter, because he's my favorite, that he was like, Ramsey gave the president a narrative that made the tragedy make sense. And so it made it all like, oh, I can see how you can kind of fall for Ramsey's ideas.
Or be vulnerable, right? That's
Right.
what it's about. You're vulnerable and you're scared. And no offense, but you're the Secretary of HUD. You're not a military position, so you don't know what the hell's going on. I got to imagine that if he's on that ship, knowing the training you guys would have had to have even to play the characters, all the military stuff you would have had to learn, you were probably so overwhelmed by it. Imagine an actual sailor. And then coming on that ship as the HUD secretary, getting all that information and the drives, and you're like, what the hell is going on? This can't be real life. Right. It feels like feels like a movie.
Yeah.
I think, well, the other sort of the immune were trying to offer him power, and I think that's what they thought in the beginning. Chandler thought that he was attracted to, so I think in that scene, that was a way that they could try to turn him to say, look, here's this, here's that, like, look, you're in control, this is the power here. Obviously, he didn't take it at first, first way through, but he's in a tough point. Like, when someone's offering hope and power, or the other people are offering it, like, and you're desperate for that, that's tough, even when you morally know what's right and what's wrong. And clearly we saw that him, going with that in this episode.
Yeah. So I don't even know where to ask with that, because you guys know. So without giving a spoiler away, let me ask it this way. Am I in the ballpark to think that Jeffrey Michener, where we left him tonight, is not all the way there? Something nefarious is still bubbling under.
When I read this episode, that's exactly how I felt.
Well, because we're both intelligent men.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, clearly.
Okay. Maybe.
Clearly you didn't feel that way.
I mean, you look at him and you just see there's a harsh emotional instability with him. I think he's been brainwashed by the immunes. I would be on the same page you are in terms of what comes next, or any kind of feeling. We have a partial bias because we know what's coming. So I don't really think we could indulge on that.
Well, you don't read the scripts, so...
I never read anything. What I do is I show up and Steven just says, improv it, and that's usually what I do.
Wow.
Yeah, it's genius.
All right, well, let's talk about showing up. XX Navy Guy 445 says, can you ask them if they needed special training to play their roles? So I'm sure you talked about this during season 1, but tell everyone what you had to...
Yeah, I remember actually the first day on set for the show, it was you and I together with Eric, and they gave us like 5 minutes of gun training. They just chucked the gun in my hand. They took me to a corner in the middle of the desert, and they showed me how to shoot the gun.
Well,
and
you
then
guys
we went for it.
Pull it off pretty well.
Well, we have, shout out to the Navy and the military advisors, Chad Dulac and company, who are there on set making sure that we do it correctly and do the Navy justice. So they're there every step of the way. They're there for every scene, even the sex scenes, which is weird. I don't know why they're there.
But no, Kevin, though, that's funny that you mentioned about getting 5 minutes of gun training, because your character in season 1 was painted as the green guy, the scared guy. So are you acting at that point, or are you just kind of like, I'm confused as a human, so I don't know what I'm doing?
No, I remember the first day we got to set, and we get in this big van, and Eric and Jocko are talking. I'm like, God, what did I get myself into? And we pull in the back, and there's these explosions going off. And I was like, Jocko would come off Jarhead, so he had plenty of training, and Eric is Eric Dane, so I wasn't going to talk to him about anything yet. And we went right into scene 1. And I was like, I better not screw this up. So that was the first season, and the first episode, that was me being like, God, don't let them shoot me in the head after this episode.
Oh, man. Okay, another question from Twitter. This is a good one, actually. I'm kind of interested in this. And maybe this is more broad because you all know what happens. But if the president is bad or evil, would there be an impeachment?
Chandler for president?
That's what I was going to say. That's the next question, right? Is Chandler
I don't think he wants to be.
He had an opportunity to take this situation, and if he wanted to step up in that position, he could very have easily done that and steered it in that direction. He didn't do it. Like they said, he wants someone to salute to, and clearly that's what reads through. I didn't think this guy was going to end up, shaking hands with the crew at the end of this episode. I didn't see that coming. I didn't think that was even on the map for this.
Let's say this regarding impeachment, that would be very by the book. There's some episodes coming up that demonstrate that they remain very by the book. Let's just say say that.
I don't know. He is by the book.
Yeah, that's Chandler. He's
absolutely.
By the book.
And that's what the world needs.
Mm-hmm.
Is it what the world needs?
It is what the world needs.
She should be on the show.
Do you see? I know.
I mean,
are you getting text from Jeffrey?
That was good.
That was good. I'll give
Bobby's dream.
I love it.
I hate it so much, but it's amazing.
It was just me last week giving it to her. Now she's coming in from all angles. This is perfect.
I'm so excited, guys.
Wow.
Thank you. I have a question from Ben. I don't know if you guys can answer this, but again, your opinion.
All right.
Ask them about the bunker. Is anyone still in there? So the bunker with all
that is something that I'm always wondering too.
All the politicians.
Lieutenant Green says that there was no one in the bunker, but I kind of don't trust him. The blonde hair, the blue eyes.
I know.
He could have been lying.
I don't know.
That's the prettiest Navy SEAL I've ever seen in my life. So,
he did send me like 5 ring emojis today. Can we just throw that out there?
I did see
Was
that.
that a
I
proposal?
noticed that.
I don't know.
From overseas.
Yeah, from overseas.
I mean, that's like...
That's as close as he could get to you.
So.
There you go.
I mean, Kate, why has it always got to be about you?
I'm the only girl right now.
We talk about your ex-boyfriends. We talk about
I'm not-
your
that is-
love interest.
that is
Future
not
boyfriend.
my
Future
choice.
husband.
I mean, that is my choice. I'll take what I can get.
and no attraction for you. For the one character on the show you don't have any attraction to is the president, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
What do we make of that scene? You guys mentioned it when we were watching this. So this show strikes me as funny because it's an action show, but there are a lot of very emotional scenes and a lot of very emotional episodes and a lot of character development. You see like Michael Bay's name attached to this in season 1 and you're kind of like I know what this is going to be. Not that at all. A lot of development, a lot of character development. The scene today with both Michener and Chandler crying to each other.
Unbelievable.
I mean, look, you can fake a lot of stuff on TV, but even with that, you have to have that emotional connection and that prep. I know Eric Dane's a pro, but holy crap, I didn't expect that scene at all.
Absolutely. Why not?
Maybe the Chandler crying. I just think that when you get that emotionally deep, without being cheesy, without being too far,
and also it's so against their character. These are 2 strong men in this situation. So what do we all associate that with? And to tiptoe that line, it was they did it amazing.
There was a little bit of controversy about Chandler crying. I think I heard that there was an exec who said we don't want to see him cry. And Hank fought that. They said that's exactly what people want to see. They want to see that he's vulnerable and that he's a human being. So it worked out. I think they executed that so well. Emmys all day. That scene right there.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful.
I gotta say, we get a lot of comments from folks who have been in the Navy, they're veterans or whatever, and all of them rave. They're like, this is the real deal. They don't have the sonar episode, the episode where the radar was real heavy a couple weeks ago. They were like, this is exactly how it works. Here's what they mean when they say XYZ. So people are really, really, I hope you guys hear it too. People are really saying this is true, this is the way it is.
The Navy has been so supportive of it. Our poster's up at the Pentagon apparently.
Nice.
I mean, like dead serious. Like they love it. And in Washington, they
awesome.
they absolutely love it. The Secretary of the Navy, as you saw weeks ago, appeared on the show. He came in toward the set and said that he couldn't tell the difference between the ship and on the set. Like it was just awesome.
That's amazing.
So how high up the real government? Like, do you think Barack watches the show?
Hands down.
Yeah, Eric Dane got to go to Washington and present a award. I think he was going to give it to the Secretary of the Navy, who couldn't be there, but he had some private meetings in Washington with I guess people like I can't even reveal who he met with, and he did get to go to the White House and had Barry. I call him Barry. Me and Barack.
Oh, you're that
like that.
Had he been in the office, he apparently would have met him, but he wasn't in town.
Do you think Joe Biden thinks this show is a documentary?
I love Biden.
I think Biden thinks there's not enough curse words.
Okay, let's get into the important stuff, guys. Kendall Howard wants to know if there'll be any Danny, Kara, Tom, Rachel, any indulge the romance part of the show. Your character, there's a little romance happening.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let us know.
There's some stuff brewing.
I need more than that, Jocko.
I mean, what do you?
Come on.
No, I don't know. I think I'm going to say this. I hope I don't get in trouble.
Yeah, you're going to take the lead on this one.
Okay. Shocker here. Dead serious.
Yep.
I'm excited to hear what you're going to say.
Miller has a love interest.
There's someone from TNT over there watching like.
I know. She's going to read on
What
what we
are you
say.
about to say?
Miller locks lips with somebody.
No, he does not.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
I think that's a big deal. That was a surprise.
What are you insinuating?
What
are you insinuating?
No, it's just that.
The Miller doesn't have any game?
No, I didn't want to. You said it, not me.
That's true. Miller does get to lock lips with who I cannot say.
And he almost locks lips with someone else on the ship. And there's like
two potentials.
It is a woman.
It is.
Oh,
And there's...
I was going to say cough once if it's Tex.
Prediction.
Because I'm totally down with that. That would be whew.
You're good.
Sweating.
Miller Tex.
So Miller locks lips, huh?
I do, and I almost locked lips with someone, and it gets steamy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love the fact that because I'm thinking about that scene coming up. I think the audience is just gonna love that, and just the fact that they incorporated a lot of humor from your character, which is weird because you're not funny in real life.
I know,
and that's
the truth.
It's just amazing.
I'm really straightforward all the time.
I mean, obviously the cast gets along.
Yeah,
we're really close.
Real close. Who's the one that breaks character the most or the easiest?
Breaks character. I think when we're rolling, we're all about it.
Nobody really ever breaks
no one's
character.
gonna be that person.
Well, it's not like you're on a sitcom and you can play off each other and goof around. Like, we're doing tactical stuff. We got action sequences
in those
to do.
You're gonna waste $100,000 if you don't make this scene go. But
I would say the person who jokes around the most after having flubbed a line would be Charles Parnell Jr.
Really?
Yeah,
he's funny.
He's one of my favorites on the cast. Yeah.
Oh man, he's pretty funny. Yeah.
Bobby thinks he's gonna die.
Yeah, that's Bobby's prediction of who he sees leaving.
I'm sorry, man.
I know that.
I know.
Did you read the script?
Don't even play. No, I'm not messing with that.
Peter plays an important role.
Yes.
Guys, it's gonna happen.
He's been
I live in
the
reality.
whole season.
No.
Man, what a hater.
I live in reality.
Yeah.
Oh,
there might be a person or two who don't make it.
It's about time.
This is like we have a Game of Thrones type feel on the set, and what you don't want to do is get a call from a producer like sometime during the season.
Every time the scripts come out, everyone's always like, "I wonder if this is going to be my time."
But you would get the call before.
Okay, so it's not going to be like table read. Here you go.
No,
you're not
right now at the table.
They warn you.
That's be so awkward. That's hilarious.
I heard that Shonda Rhimes sometimes does that on some of her shows. They have no idea until they're and a lot of them will go really quickly before just as they get the script at the table read.
Oh my gosh!
You're like Miller's kissing someone I get to, and then he gets shot in the head. What?
Misprint for sure.
Miller dies
by Burk on accident.
Oh, sorry. My bad. And I'm laughing at the table reading.
Jocko would always, because Jocko sometimes gets scripts before me, and he'll text me and be like, "Yo, low-key, dog, you see the script yet?" I'll be like, "No, why?" He'd be like, "Dog, it's bad." I'm like, "What do you mean it's bad?" He's like, "Miller drowns." I'm like, "No."
So a couple more Twitter questions. They're firing at all angles. I kind of like this because it's just putting a ton of pressure on these guys. When we do a show, we like try to angle you through or whatever. Twitter's just all over the place.
Nice.
So Kevin, for you, question about the episode Solace a couple weeks ago, the fight scenes. Wondering if Bren Foster helped you with other fight scenes like they do in Solace. Have you done other stuff like that?
Hands down, Bren's with me a good amount. It's actually a shame because an episode coming up, I was supposed to be with him the entire episode, and I had to go work on a different project. They had to completely rewrite everything. But he is the real deal. Yeah. For his fight sequences, he was like pulling the stunt doubles and being like, "Get it together, guys."
Oh my God.
So no, Bren's helped me do a lot of stuff. Absolutely, yeah. That guy is a maniac and a beast, and so humble and gentle when we're not filming.
All the scary guys are.
Yeah,
because they know what they're capable of.
That's the truth. Yeah. That is the truth. He's awesome. He's the real deal.
Bren's tough when he needs to be, though.
Yes, he is.
Is there a story behind that, or you just? Is that something that should be best kept in house?
There's a story.
Listen, he's a great friend. Let's just say he's a great friend to have when it goes down.
This is your turn at the PR table doing the politically correct answer. Okay. You guys would make great politicians.
Oh, listen, you guys are so lucky I don't have any. Oh my God, no!
Listen,
he would kill. No.
Let's just say.
Let's just do it.
You want him?
No.
Okay. I
don't want the wrath of.
So down for
the story's made, but now
he's gonna do some crouching tiger hit.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
When you were a kid, were you the kid, Kevin, who would get everybody else into shit and then run away before the teacher came.
Yes, and before they realized I was gone.
Yeah, and they were like, "Who's into it?" And they turn around like, "Kevin," but you're nowhere to be found.
Yeah, and then I walk in later back, I was in the bathroom, guys.
It wasn't me at all.
It's like Home Alone. Kevin! Another Twitter question. They're coming all over. This is good. This is a good one from Ben Quo. Who is the most military person on set? Who could you guys see on set most likely to be an actual sailor? I've got an answer. Seeing the show.
Hands down, Adam Baldwin.
Really?
Really?
I was going to say Eric.
I would say Eric, too.
Yeah.
Eric walks around on set, and I just want to salute him. Like, what up, Eric? He's always so stern.
No, but I follow Adam Baldwin on Twitter, and he's very vocal on a lot of military issues.
He's really political.
He
Yeah,
is.
He's very political.
But such a cool guy on set. Adam's such a genuine dude.
Have you guys been getting Twitter lessons from him?
Oh,
Because he's huge on Twitter.
He is
gigantic.
bro.
Yeah.
I've spent a lot of time with him. Actually, took a trip to New York with him to do some promotion, and it was just he and I, and that was interesting and awesome. And he also came and did my radio show, a hip hop music radio show, and he critiqued hip hop music.
It was awesome.
He drank and he
That's
stayed longer than
amazing.
anybody else. He's just great.
But
yeah, one time I was getting trolled on Twitter, and I brought him into it. I was like, "Hey, Uncle Adam, why don't you take care of this for me?" And then everybody just came out of the woodworks and started attacking this poor soul.
You might have been a little mean.
Yeah.
I witnessed it from afar, and I was like, good Lord, what's going on over there?
Adam's probably.
You hear that, guys? Jocko has feelings. Man's got a heart.
Yeah.
Be nice on Twitter.
Yeah.
Please, no, come on.
But Slattery and Chandler, I just love their dynamic.
Yeah.
That's how they are in real life, too. They'd have like a card table outside their trailers, and they'd be smoking cigars and just
Like
playing cards. Yeah.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, that's how they are. They're really cool. They just mind
They
their
got
business.
a cool dynamic.
Yeah.
Does Eric mind if you call him McSteamy?
No.
I'll
Alright.
joke with them. Like one time at the beginning of season 1, they called him McSteamy,
Yeah.
McFrosty, and McNugget, but that was really fast, and then that died out.
That should have stayed, for sure.
These are the questions I like. Like, ask us like personal cast questions.
Yeah.
Is Travis single?
Travis is...
What day of the week is it?
No, he's actually really, really grounded, genuine guy. And I think he is.
He builds schools in Africa.
Yeah.
He's-
If I had that
Oh, wow, I
face,
didn't know that.
God, what I do with that face.
Yeah,
But he's really
he's
chill.
wasted it building schools.
Can you believe him?
Well, we're all five of us are just coming across very well.
very well.
So, is there a divide on the set? Not like a mean one, but it almost seems like because you got a couple older actors, Eric and Adam, who if they're playing cards sitting around, are the younger group? Are you guys like, all right, see you guys, we got stuff to do tonight?
I mean, you just don't want to bug Eric and Adam, like I don't want to go up to Eric if he doesn't look like he doesn't want to talk to me right now. No, they're all awesome. We're on set. We all chat. We're all really cool. I mean, I guess there would be, as we were watching the episode, I told them there's like two little cliques, like West Side Story, like the Sharks and the Jets and the CIC and the tactical guys.
Yeah, that is actually true. I didn't realize it until you said it.
But because the CIC people and the tactical squad, we never interact.
Yeah, you
they're
never
always
have
in the
set together.
room.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I definitely get to talk to JP, who's Tex, and Eric way more than I see Adam or Marissa, who's Kara, or any of them.
Yeah.
We rarely see them, but there's no age gap. Everybody talks
Yeah.
to people when they're on set.
Absolutely.
If you
One of my-
guys,
yeah.
oh sorry, go ahead.
No, just one of my closest buddies on the set is Tex, JP.
He's great.
Yeah,
He's one of
he's
our
awesome.
favorites here too.
great.
If you guys are filming in two separate locations at times, so when you're doing like exterior ship stuff, are you filming the whole season out of order, or are you going
yeah.
per?
Yes.
Is
Crisscross.
that insanely
Absolutely.
difficult?
In fact, like let's say last season, for example, we shot episode 4 of 10. We shot that last. Wow. And so
Oh, wow.
That's
we had run out of money by the time we got to that episode, so everything changed. It was like
Wow.
a completely different script by then, and
Yeah, you were supposed to have a big part in it.
yeah,
And then they
yep.
took you
That's
out of
why I
it.
remember that. But
Then
then, one thing that's really cool, speaking of shooting out of order, when we were in San Diego, we had to take care of a lot of exterior stuff. So we shot the stuff after the big kitchen fight scene when we kidnapped the president. We shot him coming onto the ship. Was like our first scene with him first. So we had to put like, from my broken nose, I had the blood on my shirt, and Eric's like holding his arm, and it's because we're like asking these questions like what's going on, what happens in this fight. We have the stunt coordinators like telling us what would happen on the day, and it's kind of odd sometimes. But I watched the episode and we executed it well.
It flows perfect. I mean, I would have never guessed that watching it. Sometimes you can see inconsistencies in shows, but it doesn't come across in that. And yeah, I can't imagine doing that.
Literally, like a month later, we actually shot the stuff. So it's crazy.
Wow. All told, for you guys, because everybody, when you have a big cast like this doing different stuff, I mean, you're in and out, and like you said, you don't see everybody. All told, then, over the course of a season, how much are you guys on set? A couple months' time with the roles you have?
We filmed from October to April.
You mean as a whole,
for you guys too specific, not the whole cast.
And you and I are on
because you guys are kind of in and out.
You know what? I found myself when I watch, I'm like, where the hell am I? When I'm watching the show, I worked so much.
We're there
I felt
all
like
the time.
I was there just so. I don't know how it happens like that, but yeah. So you can be there a lot, and then some of the days, of course, you have the long days, 17-hour days sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you feel any pressure? This might sound weird, but do you feel any pressure? I don't know, from the military, if they're going to Washington, if Eric's been in Washington, if you have such a Navy response to this, do you guys ever say, like, we've got to get this right? This is a big deal for people.
Hands down.
Yeah. You got something?
I mean, we're lucky to have naval representatives there to kind of point us in the right direction and make sure we do it right. But especially when you go on the ships and you're in the naval base, you don't feel a pressure, but you feel like you're not just an actor. Yeah, you're privileged to be there, and it's an honorable thing to do. It's not just, hey, we're on a television show anymore. Yeah. It's picked up because, to be honest, like if something bad happened in this country, no one would care about television. Everybody would care that the Navy is going to do what they need to do to protect us. That's the way I look at it.
Your publicist is happy again. And when I first stepped foot onto a ship last season on the USS Dewey, I played a lieutenant. So sailors were running up to me to salute me, not knowing if I was an actor or not. And I was overwhelmed, and like that was my first moment on the ship, and then I got it then. I'm like, okay, this is something else. Yeah. So it was great.
And I got to walk behind him and be like, well, no one's saluting me.
We talk about this a lot on the panel. I was telling Kevin before the show that, like, the show doesn't jump the shark. Like, as crazy as the premise is, if the world was in this situation, I can see this happening. I can see this dilemma. I can see this kind of cult forming. Like, it hasn't, as crazy it is, it hasn't jumped the shark. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah. How grounded it all does come across. I think that's why, I know that's why as a viewer why I'm attracted. There's a lot of crazy shows out there. This one is a crazy concept, but yet grounded in a place that you are watching it as like reality sense. In a way. You're like, wow, okay, these are true people, true characters. Like, that's a testament to the writing and the acting, to all of that.
Yeah.
It's definitely the writing. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, it's the writing, but y'all take the credit. You're here.
We always do. I mean, it's just by default. I mean, it's unfortunate that the people behind the scenes don't always get credit for what they do. But it's amazing. Even the props people, for example. I mean, just keeping up with all of this stuff, because we're terrible. Like, we'll leave stuff behind. We're not, and we'll just put stuff on sloppy, and they're there, and they make sure that we're. Really?
I never leave stuff behind.
Yeah, but you don't read script, so there's I just made that up. I don't know. Anyways, just shout out to everybody, the cast and crew. Everybody's just amazing.
So tell me, guys, what has been, because when you work on a set, Kate, tell you a story about guys like to play pranks on each other. Don't know if you know that.
I kind of do.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So when you're on a set with predominantly men, there's a lot of female characters, but predominantly men, what's the best practical joke that's been played so far?
Usually you and I would be behind it.
Yeah.
If it hasn't happened, what are you planning?
I would say, so it's not always on set. We don't always have the opportunity to play pranks on set. We don't have the time. But definitely offset. Well, there was the thing in San Diego
when we gave you the gun and it didn't work properly.
Which one? What was that?
Okay, this is amazing. We all broke character. You actually don't even see it because we're in the background, so it was great. But we're all getting the guns ready to go on this mission, right? And one of the guns was not cocking properly. So Ness, he plays Cruz. Ness and I were like, we should just give the broken gun to Jocko because he's closer to the lens, so they're gonna see this screw up. And Jocko's like really in the moment. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill this. And he's like cocking the gun in every take. So this one, I grab the broken gun and I give it to him, and he's like. And he looks up at me, and he's like, and I'm like, oh my God! And we had to turn away, and they never used that take.
So
we
hard.
couldn't breathe.
I was like, what the? Because I remember setting it up so that I had the right thing. I was ready, and because these things go fast sometimes, and it's like, this is your one shot, and it was just screwed.
And we turned away. Like, if this is the camera, Ness and I literally just turned around and just pretend like we were looking up at the sky.
Wow.
But other than that, I mean, we just like to do goofy things. We make goofy videos together. You're putting together another goofy video.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys saw the one where we're all dancing happily. Season 1, little rap present I put out to the fans.
Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
Okay.
It's actually I need to like open it back up. It was unlisted for a while, but I have a new one that I'm editing this season. Hands down, I'm gonna shut it down.
Nice.
Crazy.
Wow.
10 times better.
Great surprises.
You get to meet the cast, and him and I kind of talk to some of the cast members.
So you're into the
That's
whole.
fun.
You can start doing documentaries and stuff like that.
I'm there, man.
Director,
Oh yeah,
actor,
absolutely.
writer, producer,
Oh, he
does it
director,
all.
All that.
filmmaker.
Gigolo, all of it, everything.
Gigolo.
Yeah, all
God.
the bases covered.
Oh gosh. You were saying that you've gone to a couple Comic-Cons. How is
Yes.
it interacting with fans?
That must be a
Oh,
crazy
man.
experience.
It's awesome. It's good to see how they appreciate what you're doing, and it's just awesome. It was great. It's great being there. In particular, a lot of cast members, but with Adam Baldwin, who's like a god there. Like they love him. Firefly. Chuck, all the stuff he's done. So that was cool. And just got to go out to Manchester in the UK and do MCM Comic-Con, which is another budding Comic-Con, and that was massive. And that was awesome. Travis and I were out there. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Had a good time.
So that's the public answer. Now give us the real stuff.
Oh,
What's the weirdest fan experience you guys have had?
Out there at I wouldn't even say it's weird. She was awesome. There's this fan who drove, I think she rode 2 hours on the train to come see me, but not for the last ship. I was there representing the last ship. She came because I did one episode of NCIS.
Wow.
And she dressed up in character. She's like, do you know who I am?
Was
do you
she
know what character I am?
Polly
I'm like, no, I don't watch the show like that. But
Yeah.
Was she Abby?
I don't
The
know.
goth?
The lab. Yeah.
Abby, one of my
I'm a
favorites.
hardcore
I like
NCIS fan,
Yeah.
so.
I thought that was so awesome.
Was it
That is pretty cool.
Was that Kate?
Was
Was it her?
It was you.
Did she have an accent? Did she have a British accent?
I can't do accents, so it wasn't me. Wasn't me at all.
Wow, interesting. Interesting. So what's okay? So you guys, I gotta believe, because I know we talk about this a lot and we kind of mentioned it, but we watch a shitload of TV here.
A lot.
Yeah, we do.
A ton, like way too
Like
much.
an
You know that.
embarrassing amount.
Way too much television.
Yeah.
This is, for me, one of the better shows I've seen easily in the last couple of years here at AfterBuzz. And I know, like,
I'm hugging it out.
Not everything is a reason to hug me.
and I know it's for some of us, it's 95% because of Eric Dane and Travis Van Winkle.
Please.
But I gotta believe, not only for season 3, but I gotta believe this show has to get looked at more seriously. Is it the fact that it's an action show? Is it the fact that it's on TNT? I mean, there's got to be a respect line, like a Showtime show or an HBO show gets. Why is this not on that level? Is that a dumb question? We watch a lot of TV. This is a phenomenal television show.
Oh wow! Thank you so much.
Yeah,
man.
that's
You
awesome.
gotta come visit us on set, bro.
We
come
should.
hang out.
Yeah, you do.
I absolutely should.
Oh man.
We won't
That's-
give you the broken gun.
That's
if you come.
literally that's literally the only reason I actually said that, was just to get
Just
it.
Yeah.
to get that
I was
He
invitation.
does it every
Say,
time on
yeah.
every page.
Oh, every show.
Every show.
Every show is the best show I've watched for 2 years. Trust me.
Did you say that about Masters last year?
We've done some really bad shows.
No, we have. We've done bad shows.
Bad
and this
shows.
one
Nothing
is.
worse than doing a bad show at AfterBuzz, because you have to kind of mull through it. But yeah, you're right. No, I agree.
No, you guys. I mean, you guys should be proud of this. I know there's probably some shows, and I'm not going to ask you all to say this because your publicist is here. But there's probably some shows where you sit there and you go, I don't even want to be on camera for this. I don't want to be on television for this show because it makes me look bad. Like I have no doubt that happens in Hollywood a lot. This is definitely not one of those shows.
No.
Yeah, I gotta say I was quite surprised seeing it. Not to say that I didn't have confidence in the writing, but with these sort of things you can never tell.
Yeah.
But Michael Bay at the helm, post-apocalyptic type things. I mean, people are always drawn to it, but the fact that we're able to do it with such a great cast, first and foremost. This cast is insanely talented.
Yeah.
Some of them, Marissa, this is like her first job.
It's crazy. She does a phenomenal job.
Coming out of grad school.
Same with Christina Elmors, who did one other thing prior to this. So, and JP plays the guitar, and Kevin does real estate on the side, and no, I just made that up. I wanted to say the other thing, but everybody does so many different things. There's actually a cast member. He was killed last episode. You guys can do your research. Who's a former porn star turned chef. She's got her pen in her hand. She's gonna find out who that was.
Look that up.
Yeah, just a crazy eclectic cast. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Wait, former porn star turned chef?
Turned chef.
And now she's.
No, it's some dude apparently. Listen, I walked in the hair and makeup trailer, and the ladies were like, "How did you hear about that?" They were going.
Yeah, whenever you want to get the new news for the morning, you go into the makeup trailer.
Oh man, I love. That's a great start to the day.
Oh, the makeup ladies and the hair ladies, and you come in and you see the boys. You're like, "What's up?" It's pretty sweet morning.
All right. Well, one of the beauties of the show is that, like you said, there's land, there's ship, there's so many opportunities for people to come in and out. Amy, who is at PersLover2, wants to know any actors you'd like to work with.
Yes. Gabriel Mott from Suits, and I'm so jealous that Tex from our show is currently on Suits. Yep. Text him all the time, how's Gabe? He's like, shut up, let's go golfing soon. Oh my God. But yeah, I'd like to work with Gabriel Mott.
What happened? I thought you wanted to work with Chad Michael Murray.
Chad Michael Murray. I have a guilty pleasure for One Tree Hill. Such a guilty pleasure. If they want to revamp it, CW, be in touch.
See that.
I know, most people don't, but I just love One Tree Hill. I don't know what it is about it, and I feel like I missed my calling and was born just a little too late.
Sophia Bush, come on.
How do you feel about Dawson's Creek?
Waste of time. Waste of time compared to One Tree Hill.
Can you escort him off
Absolutely.
the premises?
We're glad to.
Great. The lieutenant's going to take you outside.
That's
all
fine.
right. Okay,
Let's
good.
go.
Well, it's been a great interview with you, Kevin.
Thanks, guys. Good to see you. I'm going to go find Chad.
Vanderbeek fan?
We're oh, dude, let me tell you. We're talking Joshua Jackson, James Vanderbeek, and Katie Holmes in their primes.
Wow.
That's all I'm
Wow,
saying.
you're getting a little too, like...
I'm sorry.
I
I may or may not be watching it from season 1, episode 1, like in my free time.
I also feel like this isn't the first time you've done that.
Yeah, maybe like
told me that before.
Wow.
Let's move right along back to Jeffrey Michener, shall we?
Boom.
Right off me.
There's the anchor. That's the anchor of the night right there. You get lost, just go back to that.
Go back to my ex-boyfriend. That's fine.
Couple minutes left. We're kind of running out of time. I guess last thing I want to ask you guys, actually, more of an actor's question. How do you emotionally prepare for a role that when you're in the military, you're supposed to hold back your emotions? You're supposed to show no emotion. How do you emotionally prepare for a role like this for you guys, knowing that you can't show emotion, but you still have to get across that you're scared or nervous or whatever the hell it is? What do you do to I guess, create it underneath the surface? I don't even know if that made sense.
I mean, it's going to be harder for you to answer because I'm like, especially starting out, Miller was kind of a wuss, so I had more free range to get all scared and sad if I wanted to. But you, I mean, you're stoic, you're strong, so you should take it.
There's layers though. I like in the beginning when you first meet Burke and Miller, and I'm yelling at Miller. You do see that on the surface, it's like, get it right, damn it, Miller, muzzle awareness, all this stuff. But then as soon as he's out of sight, I turn the channel. I'm like, how was that? Too much. Yeah. So I think there's that is another revelation of how, despite having to do your job, you're still a human being. But when you have a job in the U.S. Navy, in the military, that's what you do, and you're focused on that, and all the other stuff you have to kind of just put out of your mind. Much like when you're acting, when you're on set. I mean, we have our daily lives and troubles that we go through, but when you're on set, the camera's rolling, you just gotta kind of put it out and just disappear into it. And it's actually a great escape, I think, sometimes, just as an actor. So I imagine there's some parallels there.
Yeah.
Publicists, you're welcome.
Yeah, that was great.
That was actually a really good one, man. I'm proud of you.
Legit.
Thank you.
That's the first one that you did that was top tier like mine.
Thank you.
So good job.
Yeah, your little brother.
Should we get into like
Oh,
next?
Lord.
There's only 5 episodes left, guys.
I know there's a couple of.
That's crazy.
Well, guys, I mean, we really mean. I know I can speak for all of us on this. This show kicks ass. This is phenomenal. It's the
We're
favorite.
honored, thanks.
It's the favorite thing I watch every week. No lie,
Yeah.
I love this thing.
Thank you.
I'm
That's
sad
awesome.
there's 5 episodes left. I have no doubt there's going to be a 3rd season.
Hell yeah.
I guess we'll wait for the official news, but you know.
It's gonna happen.
That's
I think it's gonna happen. Can we do a quick shout out?
Yeah,
real
of
quick
course.
To Angela Yang, our
Yeah.
This girl's
TNT
incredible.
publicist.
She's awesome.
Angela, come say hi.
Yeah,
TNT
Angela, get in
publicist.
here. Angela,
Hurry.
please
They
come
don't
in
have
for
time
just a
for you to-
second.
they
Yeah,
don't
they don't have time for you to
We
debate.
have like
Just get in here really
15
quick.
seconds.
Hurry,
15 seconds.
Sit,
Come in here.
Run.
Run.
on the
Get
couch
in.
right there.
Whoa, there she was.
TNT, ladies and gentlemen, right there.
So, if folks at home, if you didn't get the answers you wanted from these two, that's because TNT literally has her hands on the back of their necks. She will not let them talk. I'm just kidding. She's very nice.
I love looking on camera. She's like. She always makes these faces. One time, Travis said something in San Diego.
On the news.
And she literally just turned and
Yeah,
walked
she
away.
walked
It was
away.
hilarious.
Yikes.
I love it.
Amazing.
We give her a hard time.
Oh, Lord. All right, as we wrap up, we'll do it with you guys in a minute, but first for you two, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, where can folks reach you?
All right, my name is Kevin Michael Martin. You can find me on Instagram at DKMM. Is that
Oh,
right?
no, you came close.
All right.
That was actually
I'm
pretty
Jocko
good.
Sims, JOCKOSIMS.
I am Kevin Michael Martin. You can find me on Instagram at @the_KMM and on Twitter Kevin_M_Martin. They couldn't do Kevin Michael Martin.
doesn't even-
Make them the same.
He doesn't even know his handle.
I had to
Too
think
hard.
about it.
If he can't remember it, how the fans go? That's why he has no fans.
Hopefully, when I'm 45 like Jocko, I'll have some fans.
We better wrap this up before I get over there.
All right, Nick, what about you?
You guys can follow me at Nicholas Grava on Twitter and Instagram.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Aquillano.
I am on Twitter at Bobby DeMuro. Guys, thank you very much for the... what's happening back here?
I don't know.
For all the
crazy
tweets.
about
Jocko's crawling around back here, so before he does something really embarrassing, we're going to go. We'll see you next week right here on Last Ship After Show on AfterBuzz TV. Good night, guys.
Yeah.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.